Hey, today's gonna be a quick one. I might finish this in 5 minutes or maybe even 10 minutes. Do you believe in God? Today's Sunday, or it might be Monday morning if you're watching this now. But, sorry about the voice. We're gonna learn about, do you believe in God? Now, coming from being Christian raised and a little bit of an atheist, I can say for myself that I'm trying to learn. And I think you should too. I think that you haven't learned enough about it. And quite frankly, I haven't either. But here's the thing. One basis of life is life after death, right? Now, there's one option. If you're an atheist, you say, I'm going to live my life, I'm going to die, ashes to ashes, life cycle, that's it. I go in the dirt and we're done. You can say that. You can go, my body is sacred. I don't want to trade my organs. I don't want to donate my organs. On the other side, you can say it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. I'm going to donate my organs because it doesn't matter. On the other side, you have a Christian that maybe goes, I will donate my organs because I want to help people. Just save my heart or something. But the soul leaves, so the body doesn't matter. That's another perspective. And you can say a Christian would make sure that they don't donate their organs so that their entire body can be burned, as the whole soul is in the body and must be burned to go up to heaven. You know, with the ashes floating up to heaven. So every side has their own opinions, and they're both on spectrums of themselves. They both inversely relate to each other in different ways. And I think it's important to realize that, I live in the United States, so being a Christian here, it makes sense. If you live in the Middle East, maybe you don't have Christian beliefs. If you live in Europe, there's a lot of Italian and a lot of Spanish. There's got to be some, religions that well. That's American for you. I'm sorry about that. And then Russians, they definitely got their own thing. Greeks and all that. So everyone has their own belief system. Everyone has their own god. I mean, Indians have their own gods. Chinese have their, the dragons and stuff. And then Japanese as well definitely have their own deities kind of thing. So there's different beliefs that everyone has in every different culture. And our culture in the United States is, for the most part, Christian. And anyone that wants to come move here, they bring the religion and culture with them. And we are fully accepting of that here. I think the problem with that is that there's a lot of people that see those other religions and end up choosing no religion because there's so many options out there. And I feel like since my youngest of ages, there was definitely that thing. I mean, that's what happened, right? So, what do we do with this knowledge? Well, I went to church today for the first time in quite a while. And I gotta say, it's pretty amazing. It's really just about the community. It's about a time for sitting in a pew and singing some songs. Having communion, having a sacred time. And I think there's one good thing about God, is that no matter what happens in your world, God is absolute, right? So no matter what friends you have or the people that you hang out with or the relationships that happen in your life, your relationship with God is absolute. He will forgive you for anything. He will, he will believe in you and he has a purpose for you. And you can take that however you want. And honestly, I don't know if I believe that myself yet. But that's the word. That is the word, is he believes in you. You have a purpose here. You're not supposed to go here anytime soon. You're not supposed to go up there or down here. You're going to be right here until the age of 88 or something. Maybe 100. I don't know. Maybe 50. But God got a plan for you, and that's to stay here right now. So you're not going nowhere. No, you're not. You have a purpose here. Now, what is that purpose? Well, for an atheist, it is, if we're going to die and there's no afterlife, I want to enjoy my time here as much as possible. I want to accomplish as much as possible. I want to, have as much fun as possible. And, just do as much as I can while I'm here. And enjoy my life. On the other side, you have someone who believes in Christianity. And you can take that how you will, but my perception is, well, I've done bad things. I'm not the most perfect person in the world, but I certainly don't think I'm going that way. I don't think I'm going that way. And I think in your dying last breath, as long as you ask for forgiveness, you'll be alright, as long as you live decently in your life. And I think that being a decent human being is good enough to go that way, up that way. So, let's say you go into heaven or hell. For hell, you're going to be tortured for all the worst things that you've done in your life. For heaven, you're going to be able to do anything. I'm assuming that you can spend your time how you want in heaven. Let's think of a utopia, right? Utopia in the clouds, you can spend time with God. You probably conversate with people, because that's what people do, we conversate. So I'm assuming there's some of that. Then you can probably do a lot of activities, hypothetically. I hope they have a water park in heaven, otherwise, why am I going up there? I'll go down the street right now. So, there's different things that you can do in heaven, I would hope. And hypothetically, if you believe in God and you're a Christian, the atheist, have as much fun here as possible. As a Christian, you say, I respect my time here, but this is only the beginning. This is only the start of my life. However, I think that, just imagine, you spend your entire life in eternity in heaven with God. It's absolute. You're with Him forever. Here's the problem with that, though. Us being on earth is separation from God. Well, still we choose to be with Him, but you get my point, is we have independence from God right now. So our independence allows us to be able to enjoy our lives, make mistakes, try to be forgiven, and also just work on ourselves to be better. If you have God telling and dictating us in heaven exactly what to do, you don't really have free will. So right now, you're becoming your own individual. So that if when you go up to heaven, you're an individual person in heaven. And you've chosen to be a good person throughout your whole life. However, there is one caveat to this, and that is, what if you go up to heaven and you have nothing to talk about with people? Because you gotta think, if I have eternity into heaven, I'm gonna be able to learn the piano, learn to play music, I'm gonna learn how to sing, I'm gonna learn how to dance perfectly, I'm gonna learn how to build houses, even though they don't really need to do that in heaven. But the point is that you have eternity to learn these things. However, if you do it on earth, that is significantly cooler. Imagine the bragging rights that you have, and you're David Goggins in heaven. Yeah, I did this pull-up record or whatever. In heaven, you have eternity to try the pull-up record. However, on earth, you did that? Now that's impressive. You only had 100 years to figure that out. Or maybe 80 years, or maybe 70 years. Maybe even 50. Yeah, I did an F1 race driver. I beat the record 20 times. I won every single race. I was LeBron James or Michael B. Jordan. I was the best basketball player of all time, Hall of Fame. You can learn those skills at heaven. You can be in peak physical condition for eternity, and you'll probably get better than Michael Jordan at basketball. But you gotta spend eternity up there. And then at that point, you gotta say, well, I wasn't great on earth. So you have to preface every conversation with that. Oh yeah, I just learned about 1,000 years ago on how to do this. Oh, that's nothing, man. I used to do this back 100,000 years ago when I was on Earth. Whoa, this guy's good. This guy's got a lot more time he's spent doing that. Or he actually accomplished it on Earth as a human, before getting sent up in his soul. So you gotta think, like, man, this is getting weird, but you gotta think, like, your accomplishments here are so valuable. And now you can see that these values are intertwining. Because a Christian wants to accomplish as much as possible and do as much good in the world as possible over here. Just because that they can talk about what they did in heaven and also get into heaven. Then you've got an atheist over here that says, I want to accomplish as much as possible because I'm probably not going nowhere, so I might as well make the most of it. So these right here, they kind of align. They have different ideas on where we're going, but in actuality, we have the same values. The values are the same. Do as much good as in the world as possible to be remembered, so that when you go into heaven, you have something to talk about. Or when you turn into ashes and you just get buried and decompose, people have something to talk about. You leave a little bit of a legacy behind. So at least it wasn't all for nothing. So even if you're an atheist or you're a Christian, it makes sense. It makes sense to do as much as you can in this world. And we've talked about this in our videos on what to do. How to fill your life. Your daily, your weekly, your monthly, and your yearly, and maybe your entire lifespan. What to do, what travel to do, what work to do to contribute to society, to be a better person and to communicate with other people. So, how do we do these things? Well, you just gotta learn skills. Don't just watch how to communicate with people. I mean, learn it. Learn things to talk about with other people and just communicate with others. But also learn different skills to show off to other people. It's okay to have a little bragging rights. So doing these things sets up your life for success. You want to try to build your own legacy in any kind of way. Hopefully positive for the world. And maybe you'll end up in heaven. Now, a friend brought up a really good point to me. Shout out to James. Is, do you believe in God? Or do you want to believe in God? Because what if you don't believe? And you say, oh, it's all for nothing. Or do you want to believe that everything has a purpose and if I died tomorrow, I'd be going up to heaven because I believe in God? So I could spend eternity in utopia, or I could just die and be nihilistic and talk about how the world just goes dark as soon as you die and think that way my whole life. I can see the appeal to go towards Christianity, to really be inspired and to really go, okay, fine, I accept God. I want to be glass half full kind of person. And I really do think that optimism, Christianity, nihilism, and absurdism and atheism go together. These things definitely go in different paths here. And you have to understand that. And once you understand that, you start to go, okay, I'm starting to see a pattern. Do I want to live as a happy person? Yeah. So being nihilistic is not ideal to be happy. So I should probably go this way. So as long as we try to think about that and try to learn that, we're going to have better options. So that's what I plan on doing in the next weeks. Is I'm going to try to learn a little bit more about Christianity, a little bit more than I want to, but I think it's going to be good for me. And quite frankly, I think it's going to be good for you. And for anyone's asking, yeah, I do live in a travel trailer. And I'm pretty happy about it, because I'm 21 years old and I got a trailer. And usually I got friends that got negative $20 in their pocket. I got positive quite a bit more. So my net worth is a lot better than some of my peers right now. And I'm pretty proud about that. this isn't to gloat or anything, it's just to inspire. It's not for motivation, it's simply to inspire. That being said, I really want to focus on religion. I just wanted to let you know. I know what this looks like. I know. It ain't a house. I'm not much for advice right now, but honestly, this is to myself in the future. And hopefully to some other 21-year-olds out there. This is realism, man. We don't all have houses. Some of us live in our parents' backyard in a travel trailer. And that's alright. So yeah. I hope this was honest, and I hope the AC here didn't disrupt the audio too bad. I've been trying to speak up, but my voice is a little bit shot from the other video, if you know what I mean, after Friday night, from all the screaming I was doing. But, yeah. It's great to make these videos, man. I gotta say, me learning how to talk and learning how to just start talking to you. I mean, I'm talking to a brick wall right now. And I'm able to just kind of conversate with myself. Something I've always been able to do, but I wanted to document it. And, this might be the first video I haven't really sworn at all. And I'm working on that, too. I'm trying not to swear. Because it's not cool, it's not professional. It doesn't look good on these videos, and quite frankly, it's just distasteful. But anyways, I'm gonna be doing some research in the next few days. I'm gonna work on my diet, my fitness, and it's just the little things each day. And today was religion. And I think that if you just take one concept per day and you just try to improve upon yourself, you're gonna do better. So today, I did a few push-ups. I did a few squats. I did some ab work that I haven't done in a little bit. I went outside and helped my parents for the first time in a little bit to get ready for this hurricane. And I also went to church for the first time in a long time. Hey, it's not that I'm the biggest believer in the world, but I certainly am working on how to become a believer if I can. I'm working on that. And that's just my honest opinion. And you really can't convince me in the comments either way. This is something I'm going to have to figure out on my own. But please, feel free to leave a comment. I won't hate. Honestly, I might take that as good advice. And I've got a list here I'm staring at. I'm sorry. But I've got a list of things that I've been trying to think about how to add to my life. There's certain things that you can add per day. You say, I'm going to add 30 grams of protein to my diet every day. I'm going to add a little bit extra work into my fitness goals, 1% every day. So every day, 1% more in everything I do. Okay. I'm gonna add 1% of my learning at work. I'm gonna learn 10% today at work. I'm gonna learn more at work today to set myself up for future and also to become more successful at my job. So learning these little bits and things, I'm gonna learn 10 more words today. I'm gonna learn 3 pages of the Bible today. All of these things is this self-improvement, not just self-improvement in terms of confidence, because that just comes after doing all the right things. So don't just try to be confident. No. Start doing stuff. Stop watching this video. Stop watching all these videos online. And it's okay to watch some. Just throw it on your TV and go do something while you're listening to it. Also, let this video run so I can get some watch time. But the point is that you need to just go do it. Part of buying YouTube Premium for me was so valuable because I can listen to a YouTube video at work. I can get some podcast knowledge and some facts and some communication insights while I'm at work, while I'm doing clerical work and I'm bored. And instead of listening to music or talking to myself or humming, going, being all weird, I can just listen to something and learn about how to talk to people, then take my earbud out and start talking to my coworker. So there's different things that I'm trying to work on, and I think you should too. I think you should consciously consume media. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, I'm consciously consuming religion right now. I'm saying that even though I'm not a believer right now, I believe in the values, and maybe that's enough to start believing in just God, and believing in Christianity as a whole, and not just the values, because I already believe in probably 99% of the values that Christianity has. I mean, I was raised by them, so it's just kind of instilled in myself at this point. So now I just need to work on believing that stories in the Bible are true, and not just take them as a value standpoint. You know, like I read the Bible or I hear a story and it's a good philosophical value, but I don't entirely believe it to my soul. And that's what I'm working on right now. And I think you should too. Not just for religion, but just in general. Like, I think that you should work on building yourself up. And you're not going to do it overnight. You're not going to have the perfect skincare routine, the perfect abs ever, the most slim body. I'm not. I'm working on it. My chest is filling out more. I'm comfortable wearing this shirt in front of you, even though I got a bump here. I'm not worried about it. You can see it. I'm better than some of my peers. I got 10 pounds right here. 10 pounds, and then, then we're good. If I fasted for a day and I've got 10 pounds less to stuff in my stomach, less water weight, I look lean as heck. I look crazy right now. But I'm showing you guys this is the truth. This is who I am. Right here. I got a little bump. My shoulders pop out, or my chest is, my pecs are popping out a little bit more from the gym. My back is going crazy. Look at this. My back's getting crazy. I got some biceps right now. I got some tricep, all that. Oh, I got a line right here from the backs. So even the back is strong, but this little line here on both sides, I feel that coming through. That's from pull-ups. My grip strength is stronger, and I've got calluses on my hands that are blending into my skin very well. So I'm definitely improving physically, at least. I think this is probably the best I've ever looked in my life, just because I've never had this much muscle in my body before, in a good way, if you know what I mean. I've been bigger, I've been skinnier, but I've never been this muscular. I've probably never been this strong. The amount of push-ups I was able to do today, the amount of assisted pull-ups I can do now, the fact that I can jump up and hold myself on the pull-up bar and boom, boom, do a left and a right before dropping down, that's the first time I've been able to do that. I can't do a straight-up pull-up yet, but I'm working on it. I'm just going to keep eating my protein. Don't go too crazy on the cut. I'm just trying to eat at maintenance. Some days I go up. Sometimes I go low. I'm trying to hit my 150 to 200 grams of protein per day. And if today is a light day or today's a heavy day, it don't really matter to me. It's not that I'm trying to go for a bulk or a cut. I'm just trying to enjoy life. I'm just trying to enjoy my life to the best of my abilities and not cut off my social issues or problems. But there's one absolute in life. And if you're lost and you have no idea where to turn, if you can't trust your friends to hang out with you or got your back when you need them, or maybe you can't trust relationships too much, if you know what I mean, or maybe you can't trust your job because your job is failing, and maybe you get fired or laid off from your job, maybe your house gets thrown in the hurricane, or maybe your power goes out. Like, these are uncertainties in life that God is going to throw at you, or maybe just life throws at you. It might not even be in God's hands. He gave us free will, and now we just have to survive. And people are going to go get out of this life early. Some people are going to go up to heaven before they even have a chance to live their lives. And that's sad. But for them, for us to run, some people have to walk. Otherwise, we'd all be jogging. And all of us jogging in heaven is just not ideal. Some of us are built to run. And we've got to run. We've got ambitions to do. I've got a ledger of things that I need to fill out before I go. For myself and for others. So I need to contribute to society before I go anywhere. And that's my purpose, at least. And hopefully, the absolute in life is that I believe in God, I believe in heaven, and, you can be forgiven. And as long as you try to live like a good Christian, maybe everything will work out. And maybe having that hope of being a Christian is good enough for you to live your life to the fullest. But anyways, I'm going to keep searching for that meaning. I'm going to keep searching for that purpose. Y'all have a good night. I'll see ya. Bye now.